Today's message will be a little shorter and straight to the point. So if what I say leaves you wondering about something that you could or should do, I just suggest that you Google whatever you're concerned with, along with the name of a doctor who knows, admits, practices, and always prescribes whole plant foods as a first option of treatment. Dr. Furman, Dr. Esselstyn, Dr. Montgomery, Dr. McDougall, Dr. Bernard, and Dr. Ornish will get you started, and then you'll find a lot of others as you go. And you're going to find that plant-based foods do, in fact, at the very least, make you feel and look better, and they begin to heal you as well. Now, this is about you and your family, but I just want to remind you that I eliminated 3 disorders, 2 of which I was already taking prescriptions for, and a third which I was so borderline close to adding another medicine to the growing list of poisons that I was ingesting. But I didn't wipe out my diseases by taking medicine. In fact, I stopped taking them and I began my transition to a plant-based diet. But how? What? How often? I know you're wondering. So this is what I did. And then you'll see how easy it is to make a plan for yourself or those in your family who need it. Number 1, I searched the internet for which plant foods were good for each of my problems. Number 2, I had a smoothie or 2 daily of the fruits and veggies that I learned were going to get me back to 100%. Smoothies prepared in a high-powered blender obviously contain a much higher quantity, but they'll also really emulsify the phytonutrients into well-absorbing substances. And then I ate my meals in whole form, which left me fully satisfied. And I have a little more to say about smoothies at the end. They're not always the best. And number 3, I found out which foods were not suggested for my problems, and I stopped eating those, or at the very least, I reduced the amount that I did eat. And yes, there are even some plant foods that should be eaten only in moderation while your healing is taking place, and then you can resume eating them in normal portions when you're healthy again. And yes, tell your doctor what you're doing, especially if you're already taking medicine. He or she will more times than not have to reduce those meds little by little as you make your transformation, and in many cases you'll end up not needing them anymore at all. However, in my case, my doctors were very uninformed about plant-based healing, and I took things into my own hands, but I'm not recommending that you do that. I'll say again, almost any medical condition can be brought under control, and most of those conditions can be reversed with the correct nutrition. Heart disease, cancers, arthritis, diabetes, liver and thyroid problems, acid reflux, pancreas problems, osteoporosis, which is proven to be one of the easiest to get rid of, by the way, pulmonary problems, varicosities. The list is endless. Add to that some conditions that you wouldn't have otherwise thought, like acne, and like dementia-related conditions such as autism and Parkinson's. How about this? Your body, which is your internal doctor, even defends against sunburn, and it prevents both basal cell and squamous cell cancers with the right ammunition, which of course is whole fruits and veggies. Plants are also anti-aging, and they result in healthier intestinal transit, so you can forget about bringing the newspaper into the John in the morning. There's just not going to be enough time to read it. Also high on the list of issues that will improve are cataracts, gallstones, fibromyalgia, allergies, multiple sclerosis, and there are so many others, but I'll just end with a couple that you would have never thought of, like body odor, healthier teeth, you'll be in a better mood, and even, guys, have better performance in bed. Now, if that's not reason enough to think about a whole plant food diet, then you might as well go have a Big Mac or something. Now, although the internet has an unlimited amount of information about this or almost any other topic, it also has lots of opposing points of view. So who should you believe? Well, I suggest you use your gut intuition when you're doing your research, and then look at who's presenting it. Do they represent what you're after? Do they have the health, body weight, and energy that you desire? And if you haven't found out yet what my credentials are, well, I don't have any. I've never had a professional job, especially in the medical field. However, I probably do have what you're after, which is excellent health. I don't take any prescriptions or supplements. I have a super high energy level. I have no excess weight. And I have an enthusiasm when I open my eyes in the morning to begin my day that I didn't have for so many years prior. In tomorrow's video, I'll be talking more in detail about my normal routine of which foods I eat, the portions, and how often. And you're probably going to be surprised, but you'll certainly be left more confident about the end results that are in store for you. So before I close, I want to talk a little bit more about smoothies. In my case, I was doing what I thought was going to help me get my medical issues under control, but as you know, I was pleasantly surprised to eliminate them altogether. Plus, I shed so much weight in the process. And because I was after as many nutrients as possible, I had 1 or 2 smoothies a day. Now, here's the hard part that most won't agree with, but I tend to believe the doctors I mentioned above. And since I don't have any more medical problems, the only time I have a smoothie is when I'm either in a hurry in the mornings, or sometimes I pack one for my lunch if I'm going to have a long day without a lunch break. All of my other meals I eat, and I eat a lot. And I like to change it up every time I go to the farmer's market, always switching around the things I buy. And because of that, I consume so many different types of veggies and fruits, nuts, seeds, and beans that my body is getting all it needs, and it's digesting it all naturally, just as it was designed to. Most smoothies contain a lot of sugar, for example, so this is where you'll have to do your research just to see which whole foods are beneficial for your issues and which are not. One last thing for today. If you no way, no how are going to stop eating animal and dairy products, if you can only reduce them and then replace those that you have reduced with as many whole plant foods as you like, you're going to feel better. It's just going to happen. You should just have a large salad every day with fruit as a topping instead of salad dressing. It works, folks. It really, really works.